with another episode for you. And I'm so excited because I'm joined by my sister, Bruna.
Hi.
So, Bruna,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and who you are.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. It's early in the morning.
It
It's
is
really
so
early.
early.
But yes, my name is Bruna Lacey. I have two boys, Moshe, Mikael. Moshe is 5, and Mikael, sorry, y'all. On the brain. Mikael, it doesn't end. Mikael is 3, about to be 4, and I'm married to Jameson Lacey. We've been married for almost 8 years now. 8 years. Yep.
He's 5 already?
5.
Where's the time going?
Uh,
It's a grown man.
yes. Oh,
It's a
and
grown man.
talkative.
Oh my
Soon to
goodness.
be president of the United States, Moshe.
I believe it. I believe it. Hello, because we're raising them right, and we could use a president like him.
Come on.
Okay, we could use a man of God. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time. Like you said, it is bright and early. We are here before the sun. It's out.
It's out.
But it just came up, and it's like y'all up. So yes, we're here, and so let us just jump right into it. I have some questions here. We're just gonna chop it up,
Yes.
and go with the flow.
Yes.
And so I have my little tablet so I don't forget my questions.
Come on, tablet.
It's a little big.
It's a little big, but it's all
Excuse
right.
me, I don't
It's
have
all
my
right.
phone.
It's
So,
all right.
so the first question I have, so did you have any health issues before pregnancy, and did they at the time affect your ability to get pregnant? And if so, how would you encourage someone who might be in the position of wanting to get pregnant right now, and it may seem impossible?
Okay. So, see how to answer that question because there's a lot and I could talk. But
It's okay. Part two.
so prior to getting pregnant, I dealt with some health issues in my womb, specifically endometriosis, and then later to find out I had also, it's called chocolate cysts, 2 different cysts on my ovaries that would either grow or shrink depending on, well, the doctors at the time, they didn't really know what was making it grow or shrink. They just during evaluations would notice it. And so I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with endometriosis. I'm not a doctor, but from from what I remember, what I understand, is basically when the endometrial lining, the part of us, the part that comes out to give us a period, pieces of it decides to grow in other areas in our womb. So it could be instead of going down how it should be, you can find some in other areas in your womb. So sometimes even in your kidneys and your appendix, other stuff. But so I had, the way that I found out about it, I ended up finding it out in college because in high school, I want to say my freshman year, I started feeling this sharp pain on my right side. And my mom would take me to doctors. She'd give me medicine and it just wouldn't go away. So it would just be chronic pain on my right side every single day. Every single day.
So for me, just listening, is it something that's it's not easily diagnosed then?
So at now, and well, the time that, because it was sometime around, I'm trying to figure out when it was, around the 2000s. So research has come a long way when it comes to this now. But around that time, me being so young, a teen, they just assumed period, or they just assumed, because I also did sports. I ran track and cross country. So they just assumed, it's just growing pains.
Yeah.
I had one person say, maybe it's in your mind.
Wow. Kick to the side as a woman.
Yep.
So
Yep.
simple.
Yep. Just stomped.
It's woman stuff. It's
just,
nothing important. No need to do research.
Nothing. And so it took me, and then also my upbringing, we had limited resources also, and so it took me going to college, and then they did an ultrasound where they found the chocolate cyst, and then later on they referred me to a specialist who then made the diagnosis with the endometriosis. Now, with endometriosis, you have to be diagnosed like officially with a, sorry, I'm not a doctor, a liposcopy.
Couldn't even tell you if you said it right. It sounds good to
Hey.
me. Couldn't tell you.
Pretty much what they do is they take an instrument. It's like a procedure where they put it through your belly button, and then it's like a small camera, and then they look around to see where the stuff may be. But he didn't really do that. He just said, "Yeah, this is what I believe it is that you got.
Mm.
I will never forget that day," because he said, "This is what I think you have. It's going to affect you having children. You may not be able to have any children." And
Wow.
I was
That felt like a brick wall.
22
Just fell on you.
when he said that. I was 22.
Life didn't even get a chance.
Not
Like,
even,
wow.
he said we could give birth control. We can do surgery to see how bad or where it's at. Um, what else were the other recommendations? He did, to, I guess, to make me feel better. He's like, well, you are young, so we don't want to do anything too invasive, but it will, if you do want to have children, it may be hard or you may not be able to. And yeah.
Like, how do I even deal with this, like, brick wall that's hit me? And a lot of people are dealing with this brick wall, right? And so, like, I remember one of the things that, and not even to compare, because no, in no way that compares, like being pregnant and they're like, oh, we see a cyst on your ovary, and I'm like, what does that mean for my child, right? How does that affect them? And they're like, oh, well, it's a simple cyst, so we just want to monitor it and see if it dissolves over time. And I'm just like freaking out by this, small news, because I'm like, something else is wrong with my child inside of me. Like, how do I even handle that? Like, that's ghetto, but I can't even imagine, like, being hit with the news, like having a child is not a possibility. Right. Even if I didn't want a child at the time, like, I don't know if my mind's gonna change in the future. What do you mean I can't? How dare you take that opportunity away from me? So yeah, but now look, two.
I got two.
So what would be your encouragement to somebody
I
that's like,
I got two.
Two,
So
not one, not like they ain't doing well, they're not thriving. Two healthy, strong president.
Two. So something I would encourage, well, so yeah, I found out that diagnosis. And so what I did, which later on the Lord, I'll get to the point, I'll explain this more. I shoved that in the back of my mind because I've always wanted, or not, no, let me say I've always wanted kids. I've always liked babies. I've always loved kids. Like, I tutored in high school. If I see a child, I just want to hold the child, speak to the child. So when he said that, I just tucked it in the back of my brain. Like,
that's so good.
I just tucked it. Like, but when I say tucked it, meaning I didn't deal with it. I just was like, okay, and then just kept going, because my brain is, okay, cool. I still got pain on my side every single day. God. That pain did not go away. So fast forward to like 2015, when I was with my now husband, we decided to become like vegans, and I changed my whole diet. And girl, not only did I lost so much weight, but the pain went away. The pain went away. Pain went away. Pain went away. Went to the doctor. The cysts were gone. And the ultrasound. And so then at that time, I'm like, okay, I'm healed. I must be healed. I can have a baby. I still believe that, because till this day, I don't have the pain anymore. So fast forward to, and this is where God comes into this picture. I want to big up Pastor Chris and Lady Renee. I will never forget this. This is where, like, I feel like God really showed me, like, man, it will say what they say. You will think what you think. But what I say, many are the plans of man, but it's only the God's plans that will prevail. Only my plan will prevail. I will never forget this day. And I can't remember their friend. I think I can't remember her name right now. I don't want to butcher it. But I was at church. I was sat in the front, and she came and she stood next to me, and praying, worship, everybody's happy. The end of service, she turns and she says, by the end of this year, December, you're going to be pregnant.
Oof.
And I looked at this lady
You
like,
don't know me from Adam.
what are you talking about? What you mean? But I'm smiling like, okay, all right, prophet. Okay, like I'm being honest, like, all right,
Yeah.
you know.
Been
And
there.
and so she's saying this, and then she started saying stuff to me, and the reason why she started saying stuff to me that I'm like, how do you know this? Because I only spoke to God about this. Like, remember when I said I just tucked the stuff away?
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then I would talk to God about, God, can I have kids though? Like the pain went away, but we haven't had no kids. We haven't had an oopsie baby. Like none of that.
Right. Because
Like,
it comes back. Because, you have people in your life. They're like, so, y'all have been married. What's going on?
what's going
And so
on?
it kind of like brings up that emotion.
Right.
Like, God, what is going on?
What's going on? But she was saying out loud what I wasn't ready to say out loud. It's like she was in my head. She's like, you've been wanting a child. You want a child. You desire. Oh, I feel like crying. you desire a baby. And she said, by the end of this year, you're going to have a baby. And then I just started breaking down and crying. And so the Pastor Chris and Renee, they were praying over me. And then he started speaking over me. And then he started saying how like he saw visually that like something on my womb that wasn't supposed to be there. And so he's like, God has removed it. And so that, I'm just like crying, like, just crying.
Girl, like, what do you do in that moment? Because it's like you internalize all these thoughts and these ideas. Like, yeah, like it's not a big deal, but it kind of is a big deal. God, do you even see me? Do you hear me? Like, are you gonna address this issue? And then all of a sudden, somebody brings it to you, but not in a negative way. Like, oh, you can't have kids, but no. This was an issue, but I've removed the obstacle. I've taken it away. So it's now up to you to move forward and step into what I'm speaking over you, not what man has said. Girl. Right? So step into it.
Girl. Oh, remember what you just said. Step into it. So they pray. I finished crying, all that. Oh, I want to say a few days go by and I'm in the car and I'm mad. I'm being honest with you. I'm mad. I'm like, God, so I'm the issue? Like, literally, this is just me. For anyone that's struggling,
it happens.
So I'm like, so I was the issue this whole time, not Jameson. I'm the issue. I'm broken. Remember, now I'm finally processing. I'm finally processing it. I'm the problem. It's me. It's not him. And just crying and crying and crying and crying. And then I told the Lord, I said, but God, I do desire children. I do. And I don't want this desire to be an idol. So I said, but if you give me a child, thank you. If you don't, I will be content. And I meant that with my heart. I meant that with all my heart.
That was it.
Something.
That was what said.
Something. I felt a peace. I felt a calmness. I didn't feel that shame anymore. I didn't feel that guilt. I like everything. I just was like, peace. The following week, I have a dream. I'm walking down the street to our house. On the way to our house, I met with these group of people dressed in like royal clothing. I'm a dreamer, guys, but royal clothing, and they're just talking to me, and I can read their mind. They start saying, "Oh, she's pregnant. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, "Yeah, I tell them I gotta go, but I'm like, how do they know that I gotta take a pregnancy test? Because I was on my way to take a pregnancy test. Wow. In this dream, I get to the house, I go to the bathroom, I put the pregnancy test down, I turn around, I look up, and it's like a huge bouquet of flowers. A huge bouquet of flowers. I wake up from that dream. I tell my husband that dream. This is how much in denial I can be. I said, I had a dream. I saw a bouquet of flowers. Maybe God is saying one day I'll have a daughter. I don't know. I'm so peace. The next day, I don't know what led me to do it. But I'm like, I don't think I've had a period. I've been acting like I feel sick. I feel really sick. What's going on? Took a pregnancy test.
That is so, so, so good. Wow. One of the things that really stood out to me was that you finally dealt with the bottled up emotion, right? And some people may look at it as, man, she wasn't grateful for the prophecy that was released over her.
Mm.
But I feel like it was a suppressed emotion. Like
Mm-hmm.
you've been hiding like how you truly felt for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and then like finally like you're able to deal with it, and then you're like, you know what, God, I surrender it to you. Like I surrender it, whatever that may look like,
Mm-hmm.
right? You didn't like push the thought away like, it's not gonna happen.
No.
No, they're just saying stuff. It's just another prophecy. Like I've
Right.
heard it before.
Right.
But you finally like literally dealt with the emotion.
Right.
After all these years of like,
Right.
if it happens, it happens. Because sometimes we deal with stuff, but we keep coming back to it. Like
Mm-hmm.
we keep, God, but you
Mm-hmm.
said this, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But you finally dealt with it, and that was like, that's so big to me. And so what I really take from that is really dealing with those emotions, right? Addressing those emotions that we feel, because keeping them bottled up, it's like, are you really trusting and giving it to God? Are you
Mm-hmm.
really stepping into it?
Mm-hmm.
But also surround yourself with amazing people who can pour in you when you least
Listen.
expect it,
Yes.
right? Because it's so easy to go through the motion and see everything happening around you and just kind of hide those emotions like,
Right.
that's nice. I'm so happy you had a baby.
Right.
What about me, God?
What about me?
But being in a community where, like, even when you least expect it, God can speak through somebody,
Mm-hmm.
right? But He also comes back and He spoke to you
Mm-hmm.
directly. Like,
Directly.
He was like, okay, daughter, now that you've laid that aside and you've given it to me, this is what I can
This is
do.
what I can do. And listen, I really, anyone that's like dealing with this, desiring children, a child, I want to say, please, please stay close to the Lord. Stay close to Him. Stay close to Him, because um, it's a hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
It picks at your womanhood. It picks at your self esteem. Um, family, they mean well, but they can add to
It
that.
hurts.
Friends,
It hurts.
you know
The
what I'm
little,
saying?
oh, so when are you gonna have a baby? Ha ha ha. Like, it stabs.
It
It's a
stabs.
jab.
You know what I
And I
mean?
haven't had to deal with like the length of time, right?
Right.
Like, some people 5 years, 10
Yeah,
years
yeah,
without
yeah.
a kid. I haven't had to deal with that pain,
Right.
but it's a jab.
It's a
It's a
job.
jab. Like, and you don't know how long. And not to say like you asking, you mean well, but it's
It's
painful.
painful, but what I love about God and what He had is what I learned. Um, I was bottling up and trying to be like soldier, like
Me, woman, I'm
I'm
strong.
okay, all right.
Yeah, I
No
got
baby,
this.
yeah, it's okay. It's
There's other
good.
babies around me I can play with.
I can play with whatever. But God was literally like, you know, that's fake humility.
Deal with it.
You can do that with everybody else, but you're not going to continue doing that with me. Tell me how you really feel. I have space for it. I created, come on, I got space for it.
Wow.
Give it to me. And so please, I would just suggest continue leaning onto the Lord. He has room for all those emotions, all those feelings. And then also like I surrender, and I hate saying that in a way, because I feel like some people are gonna say, I am surrendering. What else can I do? But I'm like, in the meantime, that's another thing I had to learn. Like, okay, you don't have a child right now, but you're not useless. You're still of use. You still have another, if you're married, you still got a child, your husband.
Take care of that man of
Take
God.
care of that man of
Take
God.
care of him
You
with the best
know.
of your ability.
You have nieces, nephews, if you do. If not, just you're still useful. You know what I'm saying? So I think the enemy just wants us always to focus on ourselves and what we can't do, while God's like, what? What are you talking about?
Listen, one of the craziest thing when like one of the most beautiful thing is to trick the enemy, right? When the enemy is expecting you to be boo-hoo crying and stomping your feet, man, I'm gonna praise God.
Come
I'm gonna
on.
praise him in front of your face. I'm gonna
Come
make you look like a
on.
fool.
Listen.
Like you expect me to be down and out, watch me. Turn on that worship music.
Listen.
Let's get to dancing. Let's jump around and praise God.
Listen.
Right? So that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're dealing with this, I know it is not an easy feat, but God does the impossible. He makes it possible. And that's the type of God that I serve. I know that without a shadow of a doubt, right? He can do the impossible. What man say is impossible, God is like, what? That's not what I said. That is not what I wrote out for your life. Please push that to the side and walk into this.
And man will say, because man try to say with Mikael, like they try to say they found something in my womb with Mikael, but rather than accept it, the Lord was like, I need you to go research what they're talking about. And so basically they thought that I had something blocking the uterus, like my uterus, or the I might be messing it up, y'all. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning.
It's all right.
But blocking the cervix, yes. And so I will never forget this. I went in my car crying, and I was like, Lord, why would you have me have another baby that back to back? Because Mikael came like a year and some change right after Moshe. And I was like, and I also desire a specific type of birth. Can I have that? And so I just felt the Lord lead me to, no, don't accept what they're saying. Go research. And I did. I went, I looked up what they saw. They said, I looked at the medical stuff that I had. I'm sorry, I don't have it with me, and I'm like, okay, let me look this up. What does that mean? I asked my sister, because she's a nurse, what does this mean? And so she broke it down, but I still wasn't understanding. So I made the plan was my next visit, when they do an ultrasound, ask the tech, even though they're not allowed to tell you what's going on really, they'll typically say, wait till your doctor. Something in me was like, no, you can ask. So I asked, I said, hey, what is that sac thing in my womb? She's like, oh, it's just water. It's a sac of water.
It sounded like a simple cyst, like what they said was mine. They were like, it's like little spit things. What do you mean spit things? Huh? They're like, it either dissolves or, we can take it out if you get a C-section. I'm like, wait, whoa.
Girl. And that's what was crazy, because they were saying what was making me upset about this time around, like, can I have the pregnancy that I want? Because I didn't have a C-section with Moshe, and I didn't want a C-section with Mikael. But the way they were saying, they were like, you're probably gonna need a C-section. You can't have a natural birth like you want, a home birth like you want, like a lot of no's. But I'm like, but that's not what the Lord told me. Again, God, hey, your will, but what's going on here? And so when the tech told me, no, you can have a natural birth, it's just water. I said, okay. And I went and told them what was said, and I went with the plan that I wanted, a home birth with Mikael. So yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Made the devil a liar twice. But yeah.
A whole liar. He probably just big mad, like, can't believe. I thought that plan was fire.
Nah, it wasn't. It brought me
not.
closer to God. Thank you.
And did.
Thank you.
But no, that is so good. Thank you so much for sharing that, man. And so my next question for you.
Yes.
What were some things, and I know we kind of touched on it a little bit here in this conversation, that you experienced during pregnancy that you wish more people spoke about, or something that you were shocked that you learned, and discovered. So,
I have a laundry list of stuff that I didn't know that I experienced during pregnancy. I I feel like there needs to be more classes before, like to teens and women and men and women about pregnancy, how that works, what that looks like postpartum. But two things that I dealt with. One, I did deal with postpartum anger, more so anger.
I've heard about
Yes,
that, and I did not know that was like a thing, but I can easily see how that is a thing. When you
it's a
have
thing. Yes,
like I can
yes.
see, and I feel like the only other person I've heard said that was this person who was on their second child.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's like a second child thing, or it could just happen with
So,
both?
so I think so. So I dealt with anger and a little bit of anxiety, um, and I related back to, for me personally, and I want to encourage. Um, on my way here, I felt the Lord tell me to say this, to share this, to make this an emphasis. So yeah.
You better go with the leading of the Lord.
So basically, a lot of my anger came from just the lack of community, lack of um, lack of community. Oh, sorry, Lord, why you always making me cry?
It's okay because you know his gangsters are the crybabies.
Girl,
The
I'm
ones
such
that
a
would be so
crybaby.
quick to cut
I'm
somebody,
such a
cry,
crybaby. I'm so soft.
cry.
But and so I want to say, yeah, a lot of my anger came from I was overstimulated. It was just me and my husband. COVID, people were still kind of getting over because I have a COVID baby and then after COVID baby. So we're still like maneuvering that. My husband started a business, so he's not able to help me the way that I thought or wished or hoped. And
And you're
he
like,
has his own pressures.
and you're like, I can do it. You're good. I got it. And you're like,
No, I don't.
Jesus,
No. And he has his own pressures. Our family isn't close. His family is all in another state. Mine, I had at the time, I was me and my mother weren't seeing eye to eye. And my siblings, they're far away. And at the time, um, I had stopped attending church because of my own, like, I'm just like drowning and drowning and drowning and drowning. And I have two kids and I'm overstimulated and I don't think I'm doing a good job. And me and my husband aren't getting along.
that's
And
difficult.
every time I go outside on a walk, the anxiety, like I'm over here, like is somebody gonna try to take my baby? Because I'm still processing. I felt like with Moshe, I still was trying to figure out or accept being a mom. So now I got Mikael, and I'm a mom of two. You know, I have my friends. They can't relate because they don't have kids. They're not married. It seems like they're living their life, and I'm just getting. It's
Stuck
like
in a house with two kids.
just there, there,
Girl,
there.
listen, I didn't, that's crazy because I didn't really, one of the biggest things that I've always wanted to be was closer to my family,
Mm.
right? And I fought for years with myself because it's me. Like, I'm good by myself. Like, I can do good by myself. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really need nobody,
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I was big chilling. And it wasn't until I had Jace that I'm like, man, it is so important to be around family. Like I speak to my mom every day. I'm sure she like
What? Here she go again.
every day, and that was not how it was before, right? But it's so like I don't know. It like draws me one like. Of course, they want to experience him growing up, which I'm like, I don't want him to not know these people. So it like forces me now, but it's like you don't realize how much you desire
Yeah.
to be like when it's you, you're like, I'm good. Like
Yeah.
I'm good.
I got
I
it.
don't need nobody. Like I
I got
shit,
it.
I can go where I want. But like when it's now you and somebody, you're like, okay, I desire
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
communication. I desire to be around other people in whatever way that looks like. If it's
Yeah.
even a phone call, like it's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. And so one of the biggest things on my way here, like my reason for sharing that was the Lord was saying to emphasize So we're in a time right now where community seems scarce.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's just easier to me, my kids, me, my partner. I don't need nobody. I don't need even going to church. Like you go to church, you say hello, but then you go back home. You don't talk to the people that you saw on Sunday. You don't reach out to them. And I'm putting a lot of this more so on like God had to work, and He's still working on me, and the way I was processing. It's not that I just chose to not be with my family, but I did. I did it. I wasn't intentional. Even now, I'll say this: there were times where I would reach out, and people have life, but just so that I don't forget. Okay, Lord, um, if you don't have any kids, or if you have kids, if you're single or whatever it is, I just want to encourage you, work on forgiving the people in your community that was in your community. Work on forgiving it, whether it's church hurt, family hurt, mom, dad hurt, whatever that might have, friendship hurt. Be intentional about making friendships. Be intentional about community, because we are not meant to do this on our own. It is crazy.
Village.
It's by God's grace that my mind is where it's at right now, because I was in a valley in that home with them two kids. I give I'm so grateful for I had friends that did come over, family that would come on Mother's Day. I had a friend, my friend Simone. She came over. She took us and she watched the boys as much as she could because Mikhail wouldn't take a bottle. Um, I had another friend. I had to go to the hospital. Brianna. She had to watch Mikhail while I had to do surgery and Jameson. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, please, like, I feel like that is very
Yeah.
important. If you forget anything else I say, forgive. Work on forgiving those who've hurt you, so that you can be open and receiving people who God will send to help you. God will have in your corner to help you. And I understand we have to be very careful in the times that we're in. But again, for me, God has been showing me more and more, like, when are you going to realize, like, Bruna, you're not in control? Like, that's what he's
Literally.
telling me.
Yeah.
Like this, like, oh, I don't know this. Like, yes, use discernment, but Bruna,
Use wisdom, but yeah, like we it's yeah, like you said, it's so easy to be closed off in this day and age and feel like, oh man, everybody is against me. But listen, like I said, like for years I've been trying to be more personal with my family, and it wasn't
good.
until I had my son I'm like, man, I love y'all. I need
Yeah,
y'all.
I need
You
y'all.
know, just a matter of just like that conversation to
Mm-hmm.
hear about different things. Now my mom loves to tell me like stories, oh, you used to do that, or stuff like
Yes.
that, and it's just like it's so beautiful. But also, like you said, it's community. I remember when we had Jace and I had so much going on, like my head was pounding for months and
Mm-hmm.
I was like in a daze, and we had people come and they
Yeah.
brought us food, and I'm like, I didn't
Yes.
know people bringing you food was such a
Yes.
blessing, because I
Yes.
can't see myself going into the kitchen right now to prepare a meal for my family, even though I want to. But I'm just like, Lord, I'm stuck.
You're stuck?
I can't do anything. And then like my sister came down with my mom and they took care of me. Like my sister, she came for a week and she spent that whole week just cooking and prepping so that
Mm-hmm.
I would have food. And then I had the other person, Bree, she came, she brought food. Kia, she came, she brought food. The boss, they came, they brought food. And I'm just
Come
like, God,
on.
wow, like you don't understand like how much the people around you mean to you until you really need them.
Until you really need them. And if, again, and that I keep harping on the forgiving part, because God had to show me, like, like, we all get hurt. And I don't want to downsize hurt. Like, pain is pain, betrayal is betrayal, whatever. But I want to harp on the forgiveness, because we're literally treating others as if how the other person treated you. You know what I'm saying? And not just that, but like, people mess up, but people can change. Like I said, my mom is one of the, like, that's one great example of like the Lord had to work in me and forgiving her. And then even through my sons, learning how to forgive her. Like, oh, she was just overstimulated because I'm overstimulated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or she has so much expectations. I have so much expectations from my, you know what I'm saying?
Like
So
you learn that some of the actions are out of love.
out of love, now it's twisted, but it's out of love. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I really feel like I have to harp on this. Forgive, like work on forgiving, work um on with the Lord to let it go. And I know people are like, I forgive. No, yeah, forgive, but then do process it with the Lord. Process, if you have to have tough conversations, if you have to sit with people and say, hey, you hurt my feelings, or I'm disappointed, or go ahead.
The good thing is, you know you have the right person in your corner based on how they respond,
Yep.
right? So if you're trying to have these conversations with people and they're negative, then you're like, okay, now I know how you stand. But if they're receptive and they're open and, their hearts are not hardened but softened towards the conversation, then you're like, okay, it's a relationship worth keeping. And even if they're hard right now, eventually, if it is, they will come around. They will start, God will place it on their heart to soften their
To
hearts.
soften
Like,
their heart.
okay, wow, Bruno was trying to come at me out of love, and the way I responded was not
Right.
out of love. Like,
Right.
why is that?
Right.
Like, why did I react that way?
Right. Right. Right.
And God will deal with them, but we still have to do our part.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like you said, put your foot forward.
Please,
You know,
please, please put your foot
yeah,
forward. Because again, rather than, well, I'm going to close in, forget them, forget this world. I don't need nobody. It's just me and my kids, or me and this. No, it's hard to, I know as humans, we don't deal well with rejection, but I really feel like the Lord has taught me, like, but Bruna, I still come after you. I have not given up on the race of humanity, the human race. You know,
there are a lot, but he really has not.
yeah, I have not given up. So don't give up on the idea of community. There are genuine people out here that really want to help.
That's so good because, like, there really are. There really are. There are people with just big hearts that want to help, but we've just either been hit so hard
Yeah.
by just hurt or surprises that it's like it's so easy to just be like, man, I got this, Lord. God's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't. You better crash right now.
Baby girl, you don't have this.
You
So
don't.
yeah, it's definitely good
Mm-hmm.
to connect, and having a child will definitely help
Oof.
you to understand that you are not connected. You are indeed isolated,
Yes.
from family, from friends, from people who want to love on you. So, yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely, for me, I was like, man, wow, I really do talk to my mom every day,
Yes.
every single day. And so, yeah, and that's just one other thing that I've desired. Like he talks to his great grandparents,
Yes.
and I'm like, man, granted, now it's a little bit hard because of the hurricane,
Yeah.
but like he talks to them, like before that, like I barely communicated with my grandparents, and I'm just like, now he's like, and
Yeah.
they get to see him grow up, and like it's such a blessing, and I love that. We
Mm-hmm.
of course we want to go visit them, so that it's more personal. And that's what they would desire. But in the meantime, like he gets to have this conversation. They get to see him grow up, and they get to, and I just love it.
Can I add a tidbit too,
Of
real
course.
quick? I so I also want to say, because I do feel like I also want to say, like, some where God humbled me. I'll say that, where He humbled me, because I was so quick to be like, well, I did try to reach out to some people, they didn't show up, like, or they gave excuses, or I mean, you know, if Moshe and Meek had a baby, I'd drop everything right now. Just all these things. I had a friend, a coworker of mine. She just had her daughter, and I messaged her. I said I was going to come see her and bring her some a meal with my sons. And so on my way to her place, she had Moshe and Meek were already like agitated. So they're like, "Where are we going?" And then so they're agitated. I'm getting agitated. I'm like, I need to chill out, chill out,
Please give me a
please
minute.
come out. And then so she had messaged me and said, "Hey, instead of the meal, can you get me this instead? And I'm not gonna hold you." I'm like, "Wait, I'm gonna have to go out of my way. It's gonna make it another hour. My kids are agitated, but I'm gonna do it." And so as I turned the other way, the Lord was like, "That's an inconvenience, right?" I was like, "Yeah, it's an inconvenience, but you're gonna do it." I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Why?" "Well, I'm gonna do it because you've given. One, I felt led to help my friend because I care about my friend, and two, I really don't want to do it, but God, because of our relationship, I'm gonna do it." And he said, "Exactly. You," he said, "you need to have more grace with everyone else because most people are going through things. Some things is generally inconvenience for them. And honestly, you're able to show up for your friend not because you're just super Bruna, you're just the best friend Bruna, but because of me. You are able to do this because of me."
Wow.
Because of me, because of your relationship with me, because of your convictions with me. And so to have grace for others. You don't know where they're at in their journey. Pray for them. They maybe do genuinely want to be there for you, but they can't.
That's so good. I'm gonna give that at that. That was so good. That was so good. I would just let's marinate on that.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's good because people do have a lot going on, or some people's heart huge. They want to go above and beyond, but financially they might not be able to, right? But they're like, well, how can I show up for you? I can show up, but it might not be in a way that you like. You want me to come hold the babies for an hour so you can take a nap? You may not want me in your space for an hour. You may just want the food, but I'm not able to show up that way, so you're so right, girl. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna go cry somewhere. Um, and so, ooh, I don't. Time has lapsed from us. We can
Yeah.
talk.
Listen,
We can talk.
I girl, our text message.
We can talk. Okay. And so, one of my I have another question. It says,
Yes.
hmm. Well, we talked about delivery, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
how was delivery for you? Did it go according to your birth plan? Because I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us, we go with our plan. This is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And also, do you remember your birth plan, or was there any non-negotiable? I know you talk about it for your second baby. You
Yes.
wanted it, yeah. So
So I had with Moshe, my birth plan did not go
out the
as
door.
planned. One because of COVID, but also because I wanted to do a natural birth at a birth center. But later towards the end, I want to say I was like 33 weeks. They found I think I had preeclampsia.
Yeah, preeclampsia.
Preeclampsia.
Mine came at the end. I said, what?
Yeah, towards the end, preeclampsia.
No, literally, I
Oh,
get to the hospital because they had to induce me, and they're
yeah,
like, "You have preeclampsia." What?
yeah.
who?
Where's she at? Where's she
Who
been
is
this whole
this?
time?
And they were like, "Well, it's a good thing you were scheduled for induced today." I'm sorry, what? I'm still trying
Girl,
to. God is what's wrong with me?
girl. So I was supposed to go back to the doctor so they can continue doing some tests and tell me what we're gonna go from there. But Moshe had his own ideas. I want no, I think I was 30, yeah, 34 weeks. I was about to be 35 weeks in like on that Saturday. But Moshe had his own plans. My water broke that night, and I called my midwife and I said, "What do I do?" She said, try to stay home as far as you can, and then once you can't handle it no more, go to the hospital. So I didn't get a C-section when I went to the hospital, but I did end up having Moshe naturally. I didn't want the epidural, but I got the epidural because by the time I got to the hospital, I was 9.5 centimeters dilated, but it took some, even though I was dilated, Moshe was still making his way down, which I don't think most people know. There's dilation doesn't necessarily mean baby's coming. If the baby's head is not like if it's not in position to where it needs to come so that when you push the baby can come out, you're gonna probably sit there for a minute. So so I ended up taking an epidural because I was fearful of a C-section because I wanted some rest. So that's Moshe. Mikael, no, everything went as planned with Mikael. With Mikael, I wanted a home birth, and I ended up having a home birth with 2 midwives, a doula, and one of my friends. Yep, a water home birth. Yes.
How did you feel? I know, like, so like sometimes we can get so frustrated when like our bodies fail us and we feel like things don't go according to plan. Like, what were some of the emotions that you were feeling? Like, man, God, like, what's going on with me? Like, why can't I do this right? Or were you just like, okay,
So
pivot,
yeah.
pivot?
So one thing.
Part 2 of this amazing interview will be out next Sunday, so be sure to tune in again. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Always be sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Love you guys. Good night.